We have breaking news this evening out of Jarun as the Croatian champion signed 2 players but sell a German international. For more, we cross live to returning local reporter Chaz Hogan. Yeah, thanks, mate. Look, good to be back. Long time no see, but out has gone Antwi, Narudin Antwi, of course. He has gone off to Lyon for basically a fag and a packet of crisps. But in have come 2 19-year-old international midfielders. First up, it's Slovakia's something like a Slav, Stanislav, I think it is, Cernik, and 19-year-old Israeli as well. Hi, I'm Raz. No, I'm Chaz. Raz is the player. Raz is the player.
Važno samo jedno, nogomet I ništa više. Jarune.
Guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Jarun on The Impossible Dream. It is Season 10, Episode 2 today. We will start our Champions League campaign. We can see our fixtures there. Could be better, could be worse, I'd say. And before that, we have Lokomotiva in the league as well. Now, there's a lot to catch you up on, but we'll start with a quick glance here at the fixtures. And it's definitely doable in terms of getting into the top whatever it is to get out of the knockout rounds. I think Karabag at home is a must-win. Ren at home is probably a must-win. And then we're looking at Ajax and Besiktas away as the other 2 that are result-getting-ish possible. English, excellent. And Sociedad away. Maybe, but I think we're looking at Man City at home as a bit of a write-off, Chelsea at home is a bit of a write-off, and PSG away. I mean, let's just hope we've got our future secured before we get to that one. So, yeah, it as I say, could be better, but it could be worse as well, I think. So that is that. Now, transfer window for the rest of Europe, we're still open, but the rest of Europe is closed. So let's have a look at what has happened. Now, if we start with the departures, the perhaps controversial one is Antwi. Only 2.4 million for him for a German international is probably not great, but we have a 50% sell-on. Now, I don't know, A, why he's a German international. That's probably the first thing I don't know. But B, I don't know how much he's going to play for us this year, so I didn't think that his transfer value was potentially going to go up. So I thought if we sell him, get that 50% sell on, and then we sort of make our money when he moves on from Lyon, hopefully. So that he is left. The other player that's left is Reyes. Now, just randomly, on deadline day, out of the blue, Porto offered 1.4 million for him. Now, we paid 1.8. That was clearly a mistake. And we've almost got our money back. So could not believe my luck when that bid came in. So he's left. The other player we've let go out on loan is one of our promising wingers. There's a few young players we've let go out on loan, though. But to Championship Bolton, he should play there and develop. And then we can sort of see what we want to do with him. A couple of other youngsters that we've let go out on loan. Pulic is out on loan. So we'll see what happens from him. Ideally maybe would have liked to sell him, but he needs to play one way or another. And the other one is the youngster here, Tenkovic, another promising defender. He's off at Bordeaux in the 2nd tier for this season, and he should play there and hopefully come back a better player for it. But what we want to know is our 2 players that we have signed. So we can see here Stanislav Cernik, 600 grand from Zelina. Let's have a closer look at him. And we can see he is high potential. He's a tireless midfielder. One of the things that I think we need, particularly in Europe, is the work rate and the teamwork. So he has that. He's left-footed as well. So if we're looking for that left-sided Mezzella, someone to kind of come in and replace what Palumbo was doing for us. He's no Palumbo yet, but potentially he could be. So yeah, I think there's a little bit to like about him. Now, he's played 42 times for Zelina's first team, scored a goal. But perhaps more importantly than that, 10 caps for Slovakia, not Slovenia, is it? Anyway, he's scored a goal internationally, 10 caps, and is looking quite good. And the other player we signed, triggering a 1.6 million release fee, is Haim Raz. Now, he is a 19-year-old Israeli international. We got him from Tel Aviv. Maccabi Tel Aviv, and another one, left-footed, to sort of come in and look to replace down the line anyway, Palumbo. Now, what do we like about him? Jumping reach is never a bad thing in any player, but technique, vision, work rate. That was pretty much why I signed him there. Decent passer, decent long shots, mentally just generally is decent. And I think down the line we could have ourselves a very good player there as well. So fingers crossed on that one, and we'll see how he does down the line. But certainly he's got off to a pretty decent start with us so far. Now, one other thing I need to do that I forgot to do last episode, of course, was the goal that we voted as our goal of the season for last season. So let's go take a look at that now before we get into facing Lokomotiva. So it was this stunning free kick from Palumbo. We'll have another look at it from behind the goal, because I do think it is just about that good. Now let's see if I can do this on the run. Pause. This is not going to work out quite how I would have hoped. But anyway, we'll go to behind the goal. And I think this is where it really does shine. Now we quickly rewind a little bit and just enjoy the magnificence of this free kick. Right in the top corner. It's brilliant, isn't it? Now, the other thing we need to do, and this is last season's fixture, so don't get excited I'm giving something away here, but we do need to catch you up on what's happened so far in the rest of this season. We left off with a bit of a mixed bag for the first 2 games of the season, so let's see how we've gone since then. The third game we had was against Slaven Belupo. We fell behind early, but drew level before half-time when Kovacic picked out Skoko. Before we went in front just after the break when Zinko found Kovacic. Only for Slaven to pull back level. So this was another one, sort of the third in a row of just a frustrating game. You can see, we dominated possession. We probably should have scored more, but you look at the XG and they out-XG'd us. So, yeah, I mean, you look at that and you probably say a draw is fair. We did go with the back 3 in this one to counter their front 2. So they were playing a 4-4-2. And, yeah, maybe with mixed results as well. Next up, it was Istra. They were favourites for relegation, I believe, before the season started. We went ahead through Cernic's first Jarun goal. And it was 2-0 just after half-time when Enrique crossed for Lacko. So we absolutely dominated the game. It was just more poor finishing. Our XG was 3, so we underscored the XG. And yeah, that is always frustrating when that happens. But yeah, we were never in any real danger of not winning this one. But yeah, it's still disappointing to not quite get the performance that perhaps we deserved or should have performed with, I suppose. Next up, it was last season's surprise packets, I think, without a doubt. It was Variston. We took an early lead when Siraj and Lacko combined for Mazzolini. Holt cross for Siraj to make it 2-0. And it was Holt again who crossed for Lacko to get our third before half-time. Before Monsalvo made it 4-0. So either we were really good in this one, or they were very bad, maybe a little bit of both. But yeah, it was near enough complete domination from us, which really did surprise me. Mazzolini, obviously, the Argentinians were back for this one, and 2 of them, in Mazzolini and Monsalvo, got their first goals for the club, which was good. So yeah, a very happy and pleasing performance. Next up, it was Gorica. Hey Raz gave us a half-time lead. And Holt made it 2-0. So we struggled past him a little bit in this one. Lacko missed a penalty in the 77th minute, which would have secured it a little bit earlier than we did. But yeah, it wasn't a terrible performance from us. We just, perhaps again, not quite getting the job done in front of goal, in truth. So final game to catch you up on was against Rijeka. We went ahead when Lacko found Kovacic unmarked. So we did enough in this one. Again, Lacko missed a penalty in the 78th minute, which would have wrapped it up and made it a much less nervy end to the game. But yeah, his build-up play for the hold-up play, I should say, for that first goal, or the only goal, was brilliant. So we'll give him that one. But yeah, again, we played really well. Maybe just not getting the goals that our general performance deserved. So all that being said, let's have a look at how the league table stands. And we can see Slaven Belupo are atop. So that draw against them doesn't look quite so bad now. Dinamo look like they've rebounded. And Hajduk and Osijek are right up there as well. So that is all very pleasing. An early look at some of the league leaders. And Christian Holt is having a very good time of things, it looks like. So yeah, well done to him. Now, we've got newly promoted Lokomotiva. They are sitting in 7th in the table right now after 7 games. And they have 7 points as well, just to nicely round things out. Now, we have struggled against them a little bit in the past. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1. And let's have a look at what we're doing here. Now, we have, obviously, I think, favoured the upcoming Sociedad game. So the team that's going out here is Pinter in goal, Toninsky, Crespi and Skolabar as the back three. Kovacic and Holt will be the width. Bosniak, Zinko, Skoko, Madzar, and Matanovic is the rest of the team. All right, so let's have a look at these team sheets. Do we recognise any names there? It's a while ago now. Ilankovic is still there. I know he was at Rijeka, wasn't he? That's where he used to be. But yeah, a little while ago now. But of course, Lokomotiva used to be our parent team, or certainly the senior affiliate anyway. So let's try pointing our finger here. Let's say stick to the plan. We should be fine. Yeah, it's always a little bit nervy picking this sort of a team, especially at the back with some of those defenders. But you know, the Tuninsky and what's his face, Skolabar they've gone off. They've played on loan at Bordeaux. They've shown they can compete in the league. Tuninsky got a call up to the preliminary squad for the Croatian Euro side, so he was obviously impressing. And Crespi's a wonder kid, so we shouldn't have to be too concerned about him playing. But yeah, I have sort of switched, as you can see, to a back three. That is just partly just trying to find a way to be more solid defensively, because we're not really good enough at the back right now. Yeah, and it also just takes a little bit of pressure off the midfield, having to have we're sort of playing one less midfielder, basically an extra centre back but one less midfielder, so it sort of helps take a little bit of pressure off a position that we've strengthened in now with the two new signings. And do let me know what you think of them. They're sort of players for now that will get better in the future, I'd say, is sort of the way to describe them. They've both played a couple of games and looked okay. So yeah, I think I'm happy with the signings, and the fees are quite low as well. I can't remember if Sininsky, the Slovak guy, was a triggering of a release fee. I think it might have been, but certainly our Israeli friend Raz was triggering a release fee. Here we go, Zinko. This has been a nice little bit of build-up. It's fallen for Madzar, who buries it away. And I think it's going to be okay for offside, because there was a foot from the Lokomotiva defence in there. And it does indeed count, and it's a perfect start. 5 minutes in, Zinko to Matanovic. Yeah, the two Lokomotiva guys have just sort of gifted it to us. They played a little 1-2 and slipped Madzar in beautifully there. And a good finish from our youngster there as well. So it was close to offside, actually. Maybe got away with one a little bit there. We did get some bids for Madzar in from West Brom, I think, seemed to be the main one for whatever, not for whatever reason, but they seem to be the main club that were interested in him. I put sort of all the major bids up on the Discord earlier today. If you're not a part of that, then there's a link in the description for that. As Madzar's got another chance, and Madzar has 2 goals in 5 minutes. It's 2-0 over Lokomotiva. And yeah, well, what Madzar's doing here, I think, is ever so slowly playing Matanovic out of the club. Because if we have a younger player that can be relied upon to bang in the goals, then Matanovic does kind of become a bit irrelevant. Now, the one thing that, as I've said before with Matanovic, what he does have that nobody else really has is the jumping reach up front. But I do wonder if his usefulness to us has sort of not passed, but his passed, basically. You know, maybe we have better options now, and it's best for Matanovic to play his football elsewhere, as Kovacic is in. Back to Madzar, and Sven Madzar has a hat-trick inside 25 minutes. It's another really, really nicely worked goal. But yeah, Sven Madzar is, I wouldn't say he's king of the academy yet, because I think Siraj still has that title, but he is potentially going to give him a bit of a run for his money here. Madzar, let's have a quick look at him while we go here. I mean, nothing particularly outstanding, but I think for the striking attributes are what's good for him, isn't it? And you know, when you are perfectly suited to a position and you play it well, you know, you can look a lot better than maybe your attributes suggest you should. Now, we've got a bit of defending to do here, it looks like. And let's see if we can do it. As Matanovic wins it back beautifully. Skoko, can he play in Madzar? We go wide instead for Kovacic. Kovacic back in front of goal for Matanovic. I think he might be onside, but it's close. It's always difficult at the back post. No, he was offside at the back post, because it can look a little bit more dodgy than perhaps it should. And Yeah, he probably doesn't need to be offside there, does he? But anyway, still 3-0, still a very good position for us. And with Trpic on the bench, we might start to think about giving him some game time in place of Matanovic here. Trpic, again, he's had interest from Fiorentina, came in with a bid, Sassuolo. The Serie A teams really like him. So that makes me more determined not to sell him, to be honest, because if they like him, then there must be something there. Zinko to Holt. Holt flicks up to the back post, and Skoko can't keep his header down. We'll keep praising. We've found this guy in the academy as well, a promising right back. So yeah, we've got him up in the first team squad. And this is another guy that was out on loan last year that we're going to try and get a very good look at him there. But we're going to try and give him some game time where we can in these sorts of games around Europe where we're sort of resting a lot of the first teamers. So I think we've got to not allow complacency to creep in here. And if we can get sort of 10-15 minutes into this half, then I think we do start to look at rotating in a few of the youngsters. We've got an early highlight, it looks like. Crespi to Bosniak. Skoko to Madzar. Madzar is in again. Madzar! Could he have gone across the goalkeeper? Was probably where to go, but it's a good save nonetheless. And we've got a corner. Zinko to take. Floats one in. It is headed away. Bosniak will pick it up. Bosniak to Kovacic, and not a mile away, but over the top nonetheless. Yeah, I mean, taking Kovacic off actually might have a double benefit in that it keeps him fresh for Europe in case Torres has one of his ever-increasing off days. So we're getting to the point where I'm considering substitutions. As Madzar, I tell you what, how many Madzars are on the field? It's got to be 3 of them, doesn't there? Zinko, he's got the overlapping run from Holt. Holt, in for Madzar, and if he's onside, and I'm not sure again, it's going to be close. But does he have a 4th goal? He does! Sven Madzar. Now, I think 4 is the club record. So if he gets another one, oh, he's drifted into a beautiful position there. That was superb. All right, so Zinko can come off for Haskell. And let's get our young, promising right back on. It's going to cost me a... let's not do that so we don't end up making an extra stoppage here. So Haskell comes on for you. And let's get our young right back on for you. We don't want to make too many changes, even at 4-0, I don't think. Actually, no, what we will do. We will bring Trpic on for Matanovic as well. And see how that goes. But yeah, I think this has been quite a promising performance from us. It just comes down now to, can we get another goal for Madzar, which would break, I believe it does anyway. I'm pretty sure 4 is the record. I think he holds it, along with, I want to say, Matanovic. I think they've both had 4 in a game before. But no one's ever got to 5 that I'm aware of. But of course, in making the subs that we have, we're limiting our attacking prowess. So maybe we've hurt him there a little bit. And we've got some defending to do. It looks like cross comes in, and it is away by Toninsky, I think it was. Trpic, can he stop the cross? He can't. Back post header. And Dovikar, the young right back, has not done enough there, and it is 4-1. Not the end of the world. Obviously, this is why we put the kids on to play in this sort of situation, because he's got up there. He's just lost out, hasn't he? So yeah, 4-1 with 10 to play. Let's try a demand more and see if that gets us anywhere. But yeah, I mean, it saves us money on clean sheets, obviously, clean sheet bonuses. But yeah, like I say, this is why we bring the kids on, so they can make mistakes in these sorts of games. We can have a look at them, see if they are going to develop with some first team football. So not devastated about that, in truth. So it's a good win. Madzar gets 4, plays at 10, and that's a very nice day's work. And of course, to do that, we know that we can struggle around European games. To do that with what is effectively becoming the league squad is good. And Slavanov lost to Dinamo, so it looks as though Dinamo might very well be back this season. So Madzar sends Jarun top. Haskell has made his debut, and it should have been for the right back as well. Well, have I played him somewhere before? Maybe he played in the cup last year. Anyway, 4 goals is a good day's work in anybody's books. Guys, wait right there. We will start our Champions League campaign next, away to Real Sociedad. Alright, welcome back. We are in Spain, ready to face Real Sociedad, and it's the Tuesday, so it's the first match day of the Champions League. Now, we're expecting a 4-4-2 out of them, and inverted everything, so we'll be trying to trap them on the outside, and this is the team that we are sending out now. We just want to make 1 or 2 quick alterations here, so you go back there, please, mate. Sit hole. Listen to me, mate. There we go. You go there. You go there. Suraj, is that what we want? Montel is right-footed, isn't he? Yeah, so that's okay. Let's try that. So Pinter in goal, Sanchez, Monsalvo, and Butchman as the back 3. Torres and Enrique are the width. Sithole, Montel, and Suraj are the midfield. And then we've got Lacko and Bertic reuniting their partnership up top. Alright, so we can see the team sheets here. No familiar names in their lineups. Noni Mataduke, or however that's supposed to be said, that I always pronounce wrong. But yeah, nobody else there that is formally from us anyway. No pressure, play with that freedom. I can get on board with that, given that we're away from home. And hopefully, with this, more defensively minded formation, we can, cause an upset. We saw that we gave Barcelona, didn't we, a really, really good game over 2 legs last season when we got knocked out. So I would imagine this team is not as good as Barcelona. That would be my uneducated opinion. So we're about to find out, I suppose. But you look at this team, we're a pretty good team. Our back 3 are all, we've got 2 wonder kids and Butchman, who is very good. We've got 2 very good finishers up top. Where maybe midfield is ever so slightly the weakness, but I think Sithole as that defensive midfielder is very good. Montel is very good, and Suraj is maybe... Well, we'll see how he goes playing that little bit deeper in midfield. Maybe that's not his best position. I did toy with the idea of putting Raz in, just because he does have the work rate and the passing and vision, all that kind of stuff. But we'll keep faith with Suraj. He's been brilliant for us all through his career so far. And hopefully that will continue. But yeah, I think the games like this, away from home to sort of the teams from the bigger leagues, if we can nick a draw, then that's a very, very good result for us, I think. So we'll see. Hopefully we don't get a highlightless 0-0, but it would be a point that it would be very welcome if that is indeed what happened. So yeah, let's wait and see then. But just talk amongst yourselves until something actually does happen here. I mean, what this is showing is that we are a lot more defensively solid because we're not having any of the ball, which I wonder if there's something we could do to maybe, if we lower the tempo down. It's what you're supposed to do in Europe, isn't it? And just try and get some possession. Wow, Besiktas getting absolutely destroyed by Midtjylland. Now, we face Besiktas later in the tournament, don't we? Later in the group phase, league phase. But I think we're away from home. Here we go. We've got a highlight. Sithole getting forward to Torres. Torres to Montel, who gives the ball away, essentially. Butchman picks it up, though. Back to Sithole. Sithole wide for Torres. Torres, good ball for Montel. Montel's in! Montel scores if he's onside, which it looks like he is. And Sergio Montel gives us the lead just before half-time. And it's a nicely worked goal as well, isn't it? Torres did brilliantly, slipped the ball in. Montel always onside. And then just committed the keeper and slathered it past him. It's a striker's finish, isn't it? Very nicely done there. And we've got a kick-off highlight. Well, let's hope we're not caught celebrating here. Oh, we are, aren't we? Easy offside. It's a good save by Pinter. And it wasn't offside. Alright, come on, boys. Let's not throw away all your hard work. It's in. It's away by Monsalvo, I think it was, for a throw-in. And that ends that. Now, we've had to promise football to Sanchez and Torres. Torres, I said at first his performances haven't been good enough. I can't give him first-team football. He said that he'd learned a lot of lessons and that he promises he'll be better. So I said, fine. Let's hope that motivates him. Keep working hard is probably the way to go. Sanchez, I tried... I can't remember what. I think I just gave in to him straight away because he's good and I didn't want to risk up. Not the choice isn't good, but I knew that I had a way to, I knew that I had something over him that I could try and get him to perform a little bit better for us. Whereas Sanchez, I don't think has been particularly bad. So that always makes it a little bit more difficult as to exactly how do you try and motivate them and not have to make a promise? But there wasn't really any way around that one. But we see this every season, don't we? When we get to this stage where we're in Europe and we have to rotate, players are always unhappy. Bertic, who is just back from injury, has been injured again. So we'll bring on Madzar, who I think we can say is in form. If you're wondering about our Argentinian striker, he is also injured. He is back probably tomorrow in game. He's very, very near. Just wasn't quite worth the risk in this one. As Lako continues to struggle a little bit, only playing a 6-4 in this one. But some of that could, of course, be just match specific, the way that we're playing, and maybe he's not being given the chance to shine. There's a ball over the top, a bit of a hit and hope. You'd like to think we could be a little bit better than that. And here come Real Sociedad. A little bit of pressure on. Lako's got it. Lako's in. Lako has scored. What a finish. Eric Lako, he's not playing a 6.4 anymore. That is a magnificent finish. Under pressure as well. Defenders coming from everywhere. Goalkeeper coming out as well. And he's just picked off the pass. And look at this. Players coming from everywhere. And he's dinked it perfectly. And it's 2-0 in Spain. And I said, didn't I, we are a decent side. We're sort of getting to that point, I think, of the series where we need to stop looking at teams as though we are the original Jarun. We're almost a wonder kid factory at this point with the amount of wonder kids that we have. So, as we're in a little bit of trouble there, but Pinta sees it wide. So, maybe we need to have more expectations coming to these sorts of clubs that we can go and get something. So, yeah. It's 8 minutes plus stoppages to go. What we don't really need is a goal going in for them, just to make things a little bit more nervy for us. Enrique is not having a great game, but we'll leave him out there because part of a team performance, perhaps the team's doing fine. And we've got a corner, Lako to take. It's in towards the back post. It's headed towards goal, but claimed by the goalkeeper. Got to say, Suraj, is match rating wise anyway, had a decent game playing as the advanced playmaker in that deeper role. Montel's had a good game as the Mazzella, so lots of positives here, but we've been undone, and that I'm fairly sure is onside. And we are going to have a nervous finish, as in the 89th minute, they go and pull one back. So we're going to have to go and shut the game down, and hopefully not throw away a 2-0 lead here. Yeah, Sanchez just got... he got tied in a knot, didn't he? There was a player in front of him, behind him, and then very much behind him. Good off the ball movement, and it's very close, but good attacking play, I think you have to say there. So let's close this down. So all the usual things, we've dropped the wing backs back into fullbacks. We've got rid of the wide centre backs, and hopefully, yeah, we'll see this one out, as that is a free kick. So there's 5 minutes of stoppages. And can Suraj just get rid of the nerves here? Suraj, it's a good one. It's off the crossbar, is it? Oh, that would have been a goal of the season contender. And we've got a corner here, Lako to take. Just run down the clock, mate. Run down the clock. Suraj is in there causing problems, which is always good to see. Excellent work, Lako. This is just as good as that finish for that goal. That's looking as though it could be the winning goal right now. And eventually he takes it, edge of the area, to sit hole in space. It's blocked away. Oh, Montel had to be quicker to that. And now are we going to be in trouble on the break? Thankfully not. Let's tell him to focus. And it looks as though we have got there. So we start the Champions League with 3 points in Spain. And that is never an easy thing to do. And very, very happy with that, obviously. So we do start with a win, which is huge. I would have taken a point from that one. Besiktas absolutely destroyed, send Michelin to the top. And yeah, that is, as I said, well, it can only be a promising start, kind of 3 points on the road. I think what that does do as well, now the Bertic injury is not great. It sets us up actually to get out of the league phase now. Those are 3 points that not necessarily expecting. Karabag up next at home should be another 3 points. That gets us to 6. We're sort of looking for 4 more points then throughout the rest of the league phase to get ourselves out. So very, very, very pleased with that indeed. So that is that. If you've enjoyed it, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. We've almost hit the 50 million in the bank mark. We've got 30 million to spend. We've got a couple of days of the transfer window left. I don't know that we're going to do anything because the squad right now, for where we're at, I think it's quite good. So we'll come back. I'll play Hajduk off camera, and then we'll have Karabag in the Champions League, and then a chance for redemption against Aussie in the league. Of course, they've already beaten us this season, unless we get a tough draw in the cup, and then we might come back and see the Yags in the cup. But we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. So until then, guys, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. That was much better today, wasn't it? Take care.